track for its best year ever. Among the big winners in the space, Twist Bioscience, a diagnostics company, up more than 500% this year. Fate Therapeutics, working on cancer treatments, up more than 370%. Ultragenyx Pharmaceutical, a biopharma, up more than 270%. Its biggest holding is Moderna, whose COVID-19 vaccine could receive emergency use authorization this week and is up 700 or 600% this year. So you'd think, well, it's time to take some profits, but my next guest says the rally can continue into 2021. With me now is Jared Holtz. He's Jefferies' healthcare strategist. Jared, it's good to see you again. And I mean, the first thing to point out before we get into your call for next year is that it's not just the vaccine names that are doing well this year. I mean, the companies I named are in a host of different areas.
Certainly, Kelly. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's a broad-based mix of companies. There are a bunch of diagnostic companies, testing companies, and innovative life science companies that comprise the XBI. So even though the vaccine stocks have been obviously a very big component of the performance this year, there are so many other facets within the biotech complex that have made for, as you alluded to, the best year on record for this index. So I think it can keep going. It's very, very difficult to parse out the effect of Moderna, Novavax, and some of these other vaccine stocks. But even if we were to strip them out, we would, I believe, still be looking at a 40 to 45% year, which is, obviously very good.
Yeah, why is it that you think all of a sudden a lot of these names have seen the success that they have? I mean, is there just the timing of a lot of R&D coming to market this year in a successful way? Has there been some change on the policy or political front? What is there a common thread, I guess, between all of these outperformers?
It's so difficult to know. I think there are several components or facets that have led to this sort of performance this year. I think the first is that biotech has finally gotten some momentum behind it. We've been talking all year about the fact that the tech sector seems to go up irrespective of what the broader markets are doing very consistently. And over a 5 or 6 year period, going back to 2015, the various tech indices are still outperforming biotech by 2 to 1, about 25% versus 12% on average on a year-over-year compounded basis. So in my mind, biotech still has some time to catch up. And you mentioned the political backdrop. We've been writing for a while. We think it's getting better. The Trump administration, if nothing else, was very noisy and provided a lot of what I would consider to be unnecessary volatility. We're not exactly sure how the Biden administration is going to shake out on drug pricing, but I think by and large, it'll be a much more quiet 4 years ahead for it.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.